I should really start. Oh, one sec. I need to do one or two things. Bear with me. Bum 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 bum. Okay, so we're here again. Just gonna do the social media posts, you know, because you gotta do all the social media posts. I generally don't know why I do all the social media posts. I don't think anyone actually, like, visits from the social media posts. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they do. They might. They might. But, you know. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oops. Sorry, I just had to make sure everything was all okay. That is the downside of all of this, doing that. Alright, so I haven't got the webcam on today because I don't want it on. If I'm brutally honest, I'm just not in the mood for a webcam. And you don't need to see me. You don't need to see me. There's nothing special behind this screen. What you want to see is this bad boy right here, our lovely little elf who's in way over his head. Oh, look at him.
I wish I could be out there with you, Rook. Just be careful, all
Yeah.
right?
I need to double check like volume because I checked the VOD previously, and I kind of felt like the game volume was quite a bit louder than my voice. Yeah, I want to make sure that that's okay. Left. Introduction to the Lighthouse. Once, the lighthouse was a place of learning, with tools to study the secret workings of great magic. 1 second. I just need to... There we go. Lovely jubbly. Right, back to the thing. Where was it? What was it under? Was it under this? Yeah. See, that's how you do things. You just instantaneously do it. Fair play. I mean, I don't know what did it, but whatever that was, it automatically kind of blocked the view, which is really good. Nice. Anyway, back to it. Sorry, spam bots in Twitch chat. Anyway, once the lighthouse was a place of learning, with tools to study the secret workings of great magic. When Solus rebelled against those who call themselves our gods, the lighthouse became his center of operations, with tools to study the best ways to free ourselves from the tyranny of the Ever-Norris. You are safe here, both those of flesh and those of fade. Any who wish to help are welcome. The magic of the lighthouse will provide for your needs, see to your comfort, and even help you understand different tongues for those who escape here from distant parts of the Empire. Should you have any other needs, ask for the slow arrow, and I will help. Thelison. What a nice guy. A letter dated 6 months ago. Makar. Good to hear from you. I hope the North is treating you well, even if your quarry remains elusive. Things here in Minrathos go about as well as expected. Venatory presence continues to grow, the result of an obscene amount of gold being funneled into the cult by sympathetic magisters. Some of the shadow dragons have had run-ins with some of them, particularly the ones seeking revenge for your shutting down of their slaver ring in Nessus. But don't trouble yourself. This is nothing we can't handle. For now, focus on your work with Varric. A strong alliance with someone with ties to the Inquisition and Kirkwall can only benefit the Shadows and the people we serve. Bring the light, and good luck. Viper. Read all the codex entries in Solus's voice. I don't know. Solus's voice is hard to do. I mean, it's kind of Welsh. How do I do it? It's hard because there's a very hint of Welsh, but not much. And it's, how do you do it? Good to hear from you. I hope the North is treating you well, even if your quarry remains elusive. No, I can't do it. I can't go up against his voice. It's too good. I'm not gonna read all these because we already know about all these. I'm not gonna read all these. Oh wait, are these already? Holy crap! Oh my god, I didn't realize all these were unlocked. Is it because I did this before? I don't know. But I'm not going to read all these. That would take too long. I'd be here forever. But I'll read new ones as they come through. What did I not read here? Huh. Anyway. How you doing, Chris, by the way? You okay? On to Winter Templars. When one mentions the Templar Order, you no doubt picture the armoured members of the Southern Chantry. These Templars are trained to combat uncontrolled magic, blood magic, and abominations with the goal of protecting people, including mages themselves, from the most violent manifestations of magical power. However, they also embody the Southern Chantry's control over mages and enforce many of its strict rules and regulations over magic in general. In addition to combat training, these Templars ingest lyrium. This mineral, usually used by mages for enchantments and rituals, grants Templars the ability to resist and dispel magic. The fact that it is also addictive, chaining them to the Chantry and resulting in paranoia, obsession, and ultimately dementia, is often swept under the rug. Yes, we've heard all about that dirty little secret. As you may have surmised by my use of Southern Chantry, this is not the case in the Tevinter Imperium. In Tevinter, we know that magic can only serve if it is allowed to flourish. We do not suppress talent, we nurture it. That is not to say we ignore the dangers of magic and what it might allow those with violent intent if not combated. As in the South, our Templars are trained to prevent the excess of blood magic and to subdue demons as well as those inflicted by possession. But our Templars do not take lyrium. They do not enforce unnecessary regulations. They are not given power over mages, but follow the lead of our most esteemed magisterium. They serve the Chantry and the people of the Imperium. I must admit, I rather prefer our way of doing things. From a letter written by Leticia Pallas, living in a border town in the Tevinter Imperium, to a cousin in Orlais, 915 Dragon. Aww, I think it's Dorian's sister or something. Cool. Is there more? I'm just gonna mark all as red. I'm good, sleepy Sunday morning. Yeah, you know what I did this Sunday morning? I had to wake up and go to work and do a post-storm check on the site. That's what I had to do. 915 Dragon. What's the date? What's the date? What is the actual date? I actually don't know what time this takes place in. Hang on. Does it say? I can't remember. I don't know what date we are in the Veilguard. I know we're still in the Dragon Age, you know. But I don't know what date we're in. 940s? 950s, isn't it? Something like that? 930. Okay, so 930 was Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age 2 goes over about 8 years, I think. So we'll say that's 938. Inquisition takes about 3 years. 941, 42. And then 10 years later is Veilguard. So we can say it's about 950s, I think. So more than likely, it was probably maybe Dorian's parents or relative. Look at the little guy. Look at him. He's too young to be here. I forgot how dark the lighthouse was before you got everyone.
Rook, you're awake.
Mm-hmm.
And we're...
In the Fade.
This is where people come when they dream, but dwarves don't dream.
It's kind
and
of
somehow
fade.
I'm here.
Yeah, it's unreal. Nev thought we should talk about what to do next.
We should. But maybe look around a little. We might be here a while.
Good idea. Let's have a look around and see what we can find. Welcome to level 2. Okay, let's see the skills. So I genuinely don't know. I'm probably going to go Invoker. I kind of feel like I want to go Invoker. Yeah. So basically my idea for this Rook is somewhat a reluctant hero kind of thing. So he's an over-emotional, naive young elf who kind of doesn't want to do what he's just kind of been plunked into this situation. So anytime I can use the kind of like crying or something like that, I'm gonna do it. But we shall see. Yeah, Spellblade looked really fun. The problem is, and this is just me, my first playthrough I did a warrior, which was pretty much all melee, right? Apart from me doing Captain America. I kind of want to do a caster, which is what I want to go Invoker for, because I think that's more pew pew from, that's more pew pew. Deathcaller, I guess it's kind of more of a like sustain and dots and drain. So I'm probably gonna be going bursty Invoker, I think. Hey, what's off, man? How you doing? Just checking in? Yeah, that's fine. You check in. Yeah, so we'll go here. I've already got Arcane Shot. What's that? Sustain your range and gradually increases to a maximum of 3 seconds. Hold Q, then tap E. While defending, consume mana to unleash a shock wave 6 meters in all directions. Deals damage based on the staff. Fade Strike. Use your speed to unleash powerful attack with any... Okay. The Arcane Bomb was heck fun. Hell yeah. I kinda want to go a lightning build. Kinda want to go a lightning build, like AoE. That's kind of what I kind of want to go for. Vortex. So basically, you do the vortex and pull everyone in, and then you just AoE the living crap out of them. I think that might be a lot of fun. Okay. Interesting. What's that? Frost Nova. Staff energy generates passively when you're not in combat. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is more control up here. This is the sustain stuff. Like fireballs and AoE. No, I'm definitely gonna make my way down here for more lightning. I like the idea of the lightning. It was OP as hell. Oh, I can see the storm surge from the spell blade, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Let's control Shadow Dragon. Let's burst. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go boom this way and head up here, I think. So I either do this one, which I'm probably the shield, if I'm honest. Hey, what's up, Kalkner? How you doing, buddy? You can hug the right side and do both. I could, couldn't I? I could. I'll do that, and I want chain lightning like that. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm glad you're doing fine. Yeah, I'm not too bad at all. Got a nice cup of tea, playing some Dragon Age Veilguard, chatting to all you guys in chat. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. The only downside is that I had to get up early to go into work very quickly. But apart from that, yeah, it was pretty good. Right, weapon swap. While wielding the orb and dagger to block enemy attacks. Hang on. So hold and then tap E. While defending, consume 50 mana to unleash a shockwave. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's have a look. Charge the air multiple times. The bolt bounces up to 4 times, dealing energy over and applies overwhelm. Cool. Did that auto go on my... Oh, I haven't... Yeah, I forgot it actually gradually unlocks for you. It's very slowly unlocks for you. That was a good start. Give me all the currency. Yep. Have I played the previous games? Absolutely, I've played the previous games. To enter the library passage, 3 pairings must meet face to face. I have played all of the Dragon Ages. I essentially was following Dragon Age progress before they had the name of Dragon Age Origins back on the old BioWare forums. That's where that's how far I went. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, and so oh, it's down this way, isn't it? Yeah, what am I doing? Why am I making this harder for myself? So yeah. Yeah, I know, man. It's the Fade. I just want to go into the Fade. Yeah, so yeah, I did Origins. God, I knew about Origins for ages. Because I played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and I loved it so much, and I knew it was done by BioWare, so I went onto the forums to see what their next game was going to do, and they said it was like Dragon Age Origins. Well, it was Dragon Age at the time, a new IP, and I basically just followed that for years on the forums, waiting for scraps of information to come out, and I still remember the people whinging about the name change of Dragon Age Origins. They said, oh, well, you know, like, Dragon Age is just such a good game, you know. It's such a good name. Why change it? Why add Origins to it? It's so stupid. There was Discord over that. You know, people didn't like it. People would whinge about anything. And I just played each and every one of them. Yeah, I've played them all. Funny enough, though, I think Dragon Age the Veilguard, this one is the only one where I didn't have a break halfway through. Every other single Dragon Age, I took a break about halfway through it for some one reason or another, and then came back to finish. This was the only one that I just played straight through. Yeah, Dragon Age 2 was rushed, so I think Dragon Age 2 was the result of Star Wars The Old Republic being delayed, and EA needed a game to fill a gap. And they basically went to BioWare and said, we need Dragon Age 2 out in about a year and a half, right? Or it was like a year. It was something ridiculous, right? And they made Dragon Age 2 in about just over a year. I think it was like 14 months they had to make Dragon Age 2. It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. They had to do it that quickly. It was crazy. On divine imperatives. The helm of the Solar is destroyed. Elganane's favorite torture is over. Too many agents have been rescued with their minds burned out by that memory of an enraged sun. I feel a lesson here. The helm was not created to torment, but the Evanoris are not as we are. A god's ruminations carry their own will and imperatives. Memory bleeds into their icons and transmutes them, as fire begets fire. For our wolf lord, who puts so much of himself into his creations, what imperatives do they carry? The heart of a rebellion must remain hidden, yet the light of divinity is uncontainable. We must be swift. A thought lingers. Even as he saves us, what does he impart upon us? Reflections by Shiran, one who renounced Dernathal. Don't know who that is. At the time, I was not very into the lack of choice and didn't play. I loved Orange when it came, so I skipped 2. I've since tried playing 2, but I'm a sucker for good environments in games, and they made me sad. Yeah, so it was just because they didn't have time. They had to basically do an entire frigging game, like super duper quick.
There must be 2
and that was just it. Story-wise, 2 is actually kind of really good. I quite like it. It's really interesting, and I love the idea of it. After Dragon Age Origins, which was like such a broad, like entire kingdom spanning game, the idea that it was much more contained and it was more about one person and his family, that I quite liked. It's just they didn't have time to you know, basically flesh it out as much as they wanted to. You know? Oh, this game runs incredibly well. I will say, you know, just for me, and because I've got an incredible PC, it probably helps. But yeah, this game runs incredibly well. It looks like BioWare has finally figured out how to work on the Frostbite engine. They've finally got the Frostbite engine to where they need it to make it, you know? Which is really nice. Although, I have heard that I think the next Mass Effect might actually be on Unreal 5. I'm not sure. Whether they're going to put the whole thing on Unreal 5 and future Dragon Age games on Unreal 5, I don't know. But there are heavy rumors that they are moving to Unreal 5 because there were job applications in BioWare not about a couple of years ago for people with Unreal 5 experience and stuff like that. So who knows? It'd be a little shame. I mean, don't get me wrong. Frostbite, I'm sure, is a pain in the ass to work on, but it's a pretty engine. It's a pretty engine. Note on a caretaker. This note has a smear of paint on one corner. Have they always been here? There are beings in the crossroads unknown even to the wise, though the most ancient ones make any domain their own. Certainly, this caretaker belongs here now. I wonder what we look like to them. Need is a scaffold, and the needs of the living ever rise and fall upon it. Hunger, thirst, sleep. Imagine the constant cacophony to one sensitive to such things. Or am I too simple? Wants are fleeting. Needs have deeper roots. Perhaps that's why I find this particular spirit's presence both comforting and disconcerting. The prospect that our heart's desire and our truest need could differ, or are even at odds, is hard to contemplate. Yeah, I don't think Unreal 5 is the... I know it looks pretty and everything, but it's definitely not the be-all and end-all of engines, for sure. Oh, the circle. I think I found all 3 of those circle thingies. I think I did. I'm just trying to remember where they all were. I'm pretty sure I did.
That's the second. One more to go.
Yes, I did. I saw the post-credits. Oh, do you have to find them all to get the post-credit scene? Is that what that is? Or did everyone get it?
Okay.
I mean, the post-credit scene makes more sense when you find them all. But, you know. Faded note. Look at this place. We planned a rebellion here once. Said we'd change the future of the elves, throw off tyrants, and we did. Now the path outside is fractured. It'll be hard to rekindle all the Illuvians. Solus, if you see this, I'll be looking for you, out in this world and in the mortal one. Don't cause too much trouble before I get hit there. Interesting. Okay, so that's Belarius 1. Let's go talk to Hardin. I opened up the little secret bob.
It wasn't supposed to go this way. What do we do now? What do we do?
This makes so much more sense now. I'm not going to say why, but it makes so much more sense now.
Oh, hey, Rook. How's it going?
Did you ever find places like this, chasing Solus with Varric?
Not exactly. But with Solus, it was always about the Fade, or the Veil, or some other in-between place. Varric always hated it, though. At least this place feels different. Maybe
so much
safer?
sadder.
Harding, are you doing all right?
I don't know. Are you? Is anyone? Anyway, doesn't matter how I'm doing. What are we gonna do about this mess? We were going to go back through the Illuvian, right? Let's start with that. As soon as we can.
You know, you can take some time to just...
Now you sound like Varric. Varric and I started this. And I can't stop. Not now. Don't ask me to.
God damn.
Come get me when you're ready to go.
So
all right?
much differently. So much differently. Oh. Hang on, I'm just opening the window. It's a bit warm. I'm running. Oh, you know, I'm running. Oh, I've got to stop hitting that fucking thing. There we go. I don't want uncapped. I want 120. But if I'm not mistaken, okay, good. I need it at 120 because otherwise my graphics card will just keep trying to get more frames every 5 seconds. Just keep going and going and going and going. I really don't want that because it heats up. Dun, 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 dun. I'm really interested in this second playthrough to see like what things I notice now that I have a broader idea.
Figures are in the Fate, but I swear they're following me.
You all right?
Strange place you've fallen into, but I'll work with it. You know me.
Do I?
We're both shadow dragons and both from Minrathous. Maybe our paths haven't crossed, but I know our work has.
Yeah.
I made a call that got you injured right after we met.
I'll be fine. You trusted me for the job, and I delivered. That's what counts. If we're stuck in this,
He does.
let's hope you can trust me again.
Yeah, baby.
Why wouldn't I? Shadows stand together.
That's the idea. Cross your fingers it works out for us.
You take a lot of notes. What about?
Lately, what we know, or knew, before Solus changed the game.
And it's,
Not much. I'm sure Lace would hate to hear that, but one step at a time.
we'll figure this out. I'm sure of it.
Really? Do you know something I don't?
No, we just, well, we have to, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
my
the
main
job.
character, my Rook is giving off main character anime vibes. You know, with the voice, the short, wavy white hair. You know, the voice sounds like, you know, like a dub for an anime. You know what I mean, though? And I like that. That's what I'm going for. That's exactly what I'm going for. I love it. Alright, so we unlocked this pretty early. This was one of the first things I unlocked. And it took me so long to figure out how to get to the other side as well. Memories of a duet. The sheet music left by this instrument appears to be for a duet. It has been annotated by an expert hand. The annotations are accompanied by clear emotional impressions, diligent practice, with a ruthless eye to mistakes, the relief of private achievement, away from well-meant misunderstanding and mindless worship, an unspoken joy in the center of rising, perfect echoes. Finally, a beloved memory surfaces, a smiling glance, meeting at a crescendo, a shared moment of understanding, seeing completely and being wholly seen. The impressions fade. I know, it's so weird not seeing all the murals up and all the regrets of Solus. It really is weird. It's actually really weird seeing this place so run down. You know, it is actually genuinely weird seeing it.
So, we stopped the ritual.
And Varric paid the price.
The room looks
Hey,
so much more
Varric
empty.
made his choice to go talk with Solus. He knew the risks. We all did.
And now Solus is gone. And we're here. Wherever here is. Besides in the Fade.
Solus called it the Lighthouse.
He did? When?
Sorry, it was while I was unconscious. Solus appeared in my dream.
Really? I'm glad you're alright.
From what I saw, he's trapped in the Fade now. Not here, but some kind of prison.
You're sure that wasn't just a dream? It's a reasonable reaction.
Solus can speak with people in their dreams. Even kill them.
You modded
He said our
your
connection
mural?
wasn't strong enough for him to do
Can
that.
imagine what the
He could
mural
only reach
was
me
modded
because I
for.
bled at the ritual site when I got banged up.
So Solus is using blood magic, like any normal mage would to play with your mind.
But he's not a normal mage, like I told you. He's an elven god.
Putting together a nice ritual doesn't make him a god.
Oh god.
Nev, I'm a mage. You're a mage. Solus is more than that. That ritual was more than some circle mage could have pulled off. Even more than a Tevinter Magister.
All right, well, we've stopped the ritual and there doesn't seem to be an immediate danger. For now. You're certain Solus can't use blood magic to affect your mind?
I'm not certain of anything, but we are not out of danger.
What do you mean?
Solus had 2 of the other elven gods imprisoned. When he got trapped, they escaped.
So those things we saw come out of the Fade when the ritual went wild, those are...
Elgranon and Gillenane. two of the ancient elven gods that Solus rebelled against.
The escape is our fault.
They're free because of us.
They're free because of Solus.
Lace is right. If we hadn't stopped that ritual, countless people would be dead.
I know, but still.
I tried to
they're
get
out
the
there
biggest
now.
ears possible for my
Okay.
elf as well.
Then we find them and we stop them.
Solus says Elgranon and Gillenane drew on the Blight
You know
for
what they
power
say.
and became corrupted.
Long,
That was when
pointy
he imprisoned
ears.
them.
So instead of one
Closer to the fade.
god running around, we have two. And they're not just powerful, they're blighted.
We need to get out there and stop them.
Just like that. We're down a man without Varric. We can't just rush in.
I know you're hurt, Nev, but the rest of us need to do something.
I'll be ready to fight when it's time, but we need to investigate, then figure out what we're dealing with.
And how many more people will get hurt, get killed, while we spend time investigating?
Oh, yeah.
If Elgranon and Gillenane are worse than Solus, we can't go in blind. We need to know what they can do and what they want.
But we only have Solus's word about all of this.
Then let's go investigate for ourselves. We find out what we're dealing with, and then we take our shot.
Fine. The Alluvian led us here instead of back to Minrathous.
Let's hope it goes back to the ritual site. Maybe we can find some clues at the scene of the crime.
Nev, are you okay to go?
It's a headache. I've worked with worse.
All right then.
I think
Let's
that's
get back to
slightly
the
more
ritual
than a
site.
headache.
The Alluvian has its own special room. It's just down the stairs.
All right, we continue. Yeah, this one by here, this one took me a long time to figure out how to bloody get it. I was so stupid. I was so stupid. Dun 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 dun. Off we go. Through the big glowy thingy. Ooh. I like the looting in this. It's really satisfying when you loot something with the ting and stuff like that. It's really good. The looting in this was really good. I'm glad they didn't do a loot animation like they did in Inquisition, where, you know, like, if you were to pick some elf root, which is very important, you bend over and you do the animation. It just slows things down really quick, and it's actually probably one of the first mods I get from Inquisition where it just gets rid of that animation. I like the fact that it's just bing, bing, bing. You just do it. It's really satisfying. The Dread Wolf's Alluvian. Most of us have only travelled through the Alluvians at the whims of those who call themselves our gods. We know them as mirrors that always go from one to another, a bonded pair linked no matter the distance. Solus has outsmarted the so-called guards. If we use normal Alluvians, they could track us to our lair. Solus has improved upon June's work by creating a mirror whose singing stone can change its tune to take us to any Alluvian and not just its bonded partner. Thus, we can travel wherever this rebellion needs us, with no fear of pursuit. Travel is as safe as a normal Alluvian. If you have questions, ask for the slow arrow, and I will guide you. Felison. So he's got his own Stargate. So basically, this is the Elven Stargate.
For all we know, there's a dozen demons waiting on the other side of that Alluvian.
If it even takes us back to Arlithin.
Anyone want
Nev,
to
you sure
find
you're up
out?
for this?
Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Shall we?
Let's do this.
This is by far the best presentation of a Dragon Age game. The animations, the looks, everything is really smooth. It looks incredible.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
Well, isn't
By
that a
far the best
surprise?
presentation of the Dragon
There's
Age
the
game.
ritual site. But if the gods really did get out, they're not here anymore.
Right, let's take a look around and see if we can find...
That's slightly awkward.
Shut it down!
I'm trying! It's not working! I can't contain it!
Yep, there's one way to do it. To make different choices this time? Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Strife? Irlin? It's me, Lace Harding.
Harding? What are you doing back in Arlethan?
It's complicated.
I can see that.
Rook, Nev, this is Strife and Irlin. Varric and I met them when we first started hunting down Solus. They're veil jumpers, experts in ancient elven magic.
Hardly experts.
Yeah, you kind of
Should have
sucked
been
at
able
doing
to
that.
shut that artifact down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tarith.
It's not your fault.
mean,
Since the
kind
sky
of
ripped
is.
open, the magic's been surging. Bunch of artifacts that had been dormant for centuries started coming alive. This is because of Finn Harel's, sorry, Solus's ritual, isn't it? You all were supposed to stop him.
Hey, we tried, okay? We tried.
We found Solus and stopped his ritual, but things took a turn.
The magic went wild. Solus was dragged into the Fade, into some kind of prison.
But when he went in, something, or someone else got out.
Elgranon and Gillenane, supposedly.
Mathalanost.
The return of our gods, the Evanurus.
If those two are back out in the world, it explains a lot.
Like what?
Artifacts that have been dormant for centuries are awakening. Something that would need a source of tremendous magical energy, like two of our old gods.
Anything you can tell us about these gods?
Solus might be a bastard, but compared to the Evanurus, let's just say they weren't known for being kind rulers.
There's
Yeah,
a
they were
reason
kind of
Solus
evil.
led a rebellion against the Evanurus.
She really
And a
is,
reason
isn't
he
she?
imprisoned them.
But now they've escaped.
You're
kind of dying here. We need to get him back to the camp.
We've still got dozens of veil jumpers unaccounted for.
How can we help?
We need to find Belara Lute. She's
Belara.
the best there is
I'm
at
gonna
working
romance
with our
Belara.
ancient artifacts.
And also at blowing them up.
She was off looking for another artifact
my elf
before
girl
this
romance.
ritual shook everything loose. If anyone can get a handle on all this wild magic and the artifacts it's setting off, it'll be her.
Right. You get your friend back to your camp and... we'll find Belara.
Oh, Nev, you're still injured. Oh no.
Nev, you're injured. Stay here with the veil jumpers.
It's a headache. I'll be fine.
I know you want to help, but we don't know what we'll face out there, and you're in no condition to fight.
All right. Just watch your backs.
We'll meet you back at the Veil Jumper camp. It's just south of here.
Belara's out near some elven ruins to the west. At least she was 3 days ago. I'd start your search there.
Good luck, Rook. And thank you.
Oh, I love how awkward it's going to be. I love awkward romances. Hardin's pretty awkward, but it's like an adorable awkward. You know what I mean? Hey, Snakekeeper buddy. How you doing? It's kind of like Hardin's is kind of like adorable awkwardness. And Belara is so
it me,
pretty.
or is there something strange about this fog?
It all feels a little off. Like everything shifted a little bit.
I'm gonna come alive.
Is that suit of armor moving?
Okay, hang on. Okay, that's invulnerable again. Playing on Nightmare, by the way. There she is.
Gotcha.
She's so adorable. She's so cute.
People.
Oh.
Where'd you come from?
Balara? Balara Luther? Strife and Ireland sent us to find you.
Who are you, exactly?
Call me Rook.
Lace Harding.
Protocol is to wait a full week before they send anyone out to look for me. I've only been gone 3 days.
Well, the situation's changed. For the worse, unfortunately. Our gods, Elgranon and Gillenane, they've escaped from Fen Harel's prison, and by all accounts, they want to destroy the world.
Oh, yes, that is very much for the worse. Okay.
You don't say, Balara.
I need a second.
Yeah, that's, yeah, you know.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, yeah.
It does sort of explain a few things, though.
Like what?
The surge of raw magic in the area. These artifacts started waking up a while ago, but in fits and starts. One here, a couple there. Then, a couple of days ago, the sky split open. And now, raw magic. Thick as fog. Only a god, or gods, could have done that. There's something kind of exciting about it. And dangerous. Really dangerous. Dangerous enough that I was gonna head back to the Veil Jumper camp, but...
But what?
See that shimmer? That's a veil bubble. It's separating us from the rest of the real world, so to speak. You can only pass through it one way. Once you're in, you can't get out.
The facial animations in Baldur's Gate 3 were very, very good. But I think the facial animations in Dragon Age the Veilguard are pretty good too. The problem with Veilguard's animations, particularly the lip sync, is that it's varying quality. So in really important cutscenes, the animations of the people and the body animations and the facial animations are incredible. They're so good. But you can't keep that quality through every single conversation. So for a lot of it, just like generic kind of talking, the lip sync isn't quite there. It's kind of like just a generic kind of up and down mouth kind of thing that kind of fits but doesn't really. And the facial animations are a lot less than they should be, really. But I suppose that's, I mean, you know, I guess that's just kind of like the way it is. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, is an anomaly of a game. Baldur's Gate 3 is an anomaly of a game. They are like a once-in-a-generational game, you know, like a CRPG that kind of just blew everyone away. And they had to have like 3 years of early access, right, to get to that point, in all fairness. Which I think people kind of forget when it comes to Baldur's Gate 3. They kind of forget, but for about 3, I think it was about 3 years. I think it was. But for 3 years in that first act, they had constant feedback from people constantly playing the game and reacting to the changes that this stuff. And that is like invaluable. That's like super duper rare for any developers, particularly for a single player AAA RPG, to get that kind of feedback from players. And it shows, because like in Baldur's Gate 3, the first act is just so tight. It's so good. And they said it during the thing, Act 2 and then 3, the quality does dip in Act 2 and 3. You can see the quality, not much, don't get me wrong, it doesn't ruin the game at all, but you absolutely can see the slight dip in quality as it goes. But yeah, they're just two very different games using two very different engines. Fundamentally, I think, Baldur's Gate 3 was incredibly impressive, though. Incredibly impressive.
Strife and Irland said you're their best veil jumper. Hope that means you've got an idea.
Maybe.
Maybe.
A bubble like that? There has to be something at the center that's generating it. Something powerful. If we can find it and remove it safely, I mean, the bubble itself should collapse.
And then we're back in reality?
I really, really hope so.
Well then, let's get going.
I don't know, I can remember people saying that they found Balara annoying first because she's so bubbly and happy and energetic. Am I the only one who thinks that's not annoying but endearing? Maybe I'm alone at this, but I actually quite like when people are bubbly and cheerful and exciting. To know that they, you know, like they have a passion and they want to share it. I find that nice. I've always liked Balara. And don't get me wrong, she gets significantly better as the story goes.
Constructs keep getting in the way.
As well.
We've handled our share of demons.
But
a few dozen more shouldn't be a problem.
yeah, I don't know.
Spirits,
Maybe
not
I just
demons.
don't find
They're
people
animating
who,
those
you know,
suits
like a
of
nice
armor.
bubbly and
The armor's
energetic that
attuned to the
bad.
artifact to protect it from threats.
Threats like us, I'm guessing.
Dun dun dun. Hoo-yah. Okay, collect all this. I'll go around, see what I can collect and find. One sec. Okay, so we're going up there. And I was going to say, another thing that I quite enjoyed is how they did the maps on this. I prefer the way they've done the maps in Veilguard than they did one in Inquisition. I will say that. Don't get me wrong, Inquisition maps were incredibly beautiful. And I think this is kind of a nice median. It would be nicer if it was less... How do I put it? It was less formulaic to get to certain areas. So what I mean is to get to area B...
That's the edge of the bubble. Can't pass through it.
Okay,
we
that's the
need
edge
to
of the
shut down
bubble.
the artifact first.
To get to, like, area B, you've got to go this specific route. And that's the only route you can go. If they could have done it, like, a little more open world, as in the sense of that you don't have to specifically go this way and do this, then I think that might have been a little better. But overall, I thought it was quite nice. I've also not gotten much chance to see or play other games in the past year, so small sample size. And oh, well, that's understandable. That's understandable. The only thing I don't like is the locking of areas, mainly after you've been... Yeah, I don't like the locking of areas. I'm not a big fan of seeing areas you can't go to until you unlock something. Like, for example, some areas you need specific companion abilities to get to. And you see them, and I don't like that.
Is that water just swirling into the air?
We call that kind the whirlpool. The anomaly. I mean, never seen one this size, though.
It's not too bad because you know you're kind of like gonna go back into that area. But it's just a slight annoyance. I personally think they did great. Yes, you should be able to go back to the Deep Rose, to Kal Sharok and stuff like that. It's a bit annoying you can't. But, you know, it is what it is. A barely legible note. Construct broke my leg. Verident took a blade to the gut. We can hear them above us, on the bridge. Once they leave, we'll make a break for it. They can't wait for us forever, right? Kinda looks like they did. I mean, they're constructs. They don't need to sleep, buddy. Ugh. Sorry about that. And again, I like those like little stories in the world where you can find things out there, out in the world that tell a different story, a little story. So stuff like that, it's really fun. It's really good. But I'm gonna say this now: the traversing is really good in this game. I mean, look at the animations are good. The traversing is good. Everything feels smooth. I've said it once and I've said it again. The presentation in Veilguard is absolutely outstanding. It looks incredible, and it kind of feels incredible too. It's really good. It feels really good. The people that people are complaining about is something that BioWare should not have had a problem with, and that's with the writing and the conversations and stuff like that. That seems to be what people are complaining about. But I think that's due to mass pivoting of what the game would have been and should have been, and scope scale they had to dial back to get the blooming game out, you know. So from what I understand, from what I've researched, essentially Veilguard was in like full development from 2021 because they pivoted again. So realistically, nah, it's not true to say realistically it's been in development for 3.5 years. Because that's not true, I wouldn't say. Because it's not like they started all over again. They absolutely used stuff.
Then let's deal with them quick.
From the whatever it's called, the live service game. So stupid they call this a live service game. Stupid idea. I hate chasing bad.
Nice hit, Rook.
Okay. I need mana to regen big time. Okay, I get it. Okay. As someone who has access to all the files, there are so many assets they cut. Yeah. It's just an unfortunate part of game development. They have all these big ideas, but then they run out of time because they need to put all these things. Eventually, I'm very quiet. Okay, bear with me. I'll adjust that. Me. Down to 80. 60. Speech stays up. I'll adjust it on OBS as well. It's just trying to find the right balance. Don't mute when minimize. And I'll bring this down a little bit like that. So hopefully that's better. Yeah, it's let me know if it's too quiet now. You know, like if conversations are too quiet and stuff like that, please let me know. So I need to fiddle with the
So what is this artifact we're looking for exactly?
I have a couple of theories, but nothing definite. We might find some clues in the ruins, though.
Sorry, so as I was saying, yeah, so, yeah, there probably have multiple, from what I understand, and this is from stories and stuff and things, so this may not be true, this may not actually be 100% true, but from what I understand, a version of Dragon Age the Veilguard 4 basically has been in development from about 2016, 2017, and that was with the old team, where they were kind of like prototyping and stuff like that. Then in about 2018, I think that got scrapped to pivot to a live service game. And then in about 2021, they pivoted again and basically said, right, okay, no, we're going back to a single-player game. So there was really kind of like 3 different versions of this game kind of like, you know, envisioned. I don't know how far the one from the first version got. It could have just been like prototyping and really, really early development. But from what it sounds like, the live action, you know, like the live service one was fairly kind of like, it actually got some development, and I wouldn't be surprised if quite a few of the assets and stuff like that are still in this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think they're all in this game, and I'm sure they had to pivot quite a bit, but you don't just throw away work you've done all those years. You kind of pivot it back in and do that. Yeah, I think the 2016 version was something along the lines of, it was going to be much smaller scope, it was going to be mainly focusing the Tevinter Imperium, and you were kind of like low-key, kind of like spies and doing investigation, trying to find Solus. I think it was more of the... What happened, I think it was more kind of like going to be set in the 10 years between Inquisition and Veilguard. I think it was going to be set between those, and you're doing all the investigation. You're kind of like a small crack team investigating and trying to find Solus and stuff like that, you know. So, I think that was the idea, and then obviously it changed quite considerably. But again, that's just absolutely a guess. That's absolutely just a guess.
I don't usually see elven ruins that haven't been picked over.
Not many people come this far into Arlathan. Just veil jumpers.
Love this
mostly.
animation. So cool.
And people trying to save the world, apparently.
Sure. Can I? Oh, wait, I leveled up, didn't I? What have we got here? Maximum mana. Charge attack damage. I want more mana. I want mana regen. That's what I want. Ability gain 15 plus based on the damage type of your staff and orb weapons. Okay. You're pretty sure that's right? That's what the... Yeah, I thought it was something like that. I thought it was something like that. That's what I gathered from it. Which is cool. That would have been kind of cool, but again, it's just... I swear to God,
What
the
was
chasing
this
of
place?
fads.
Could have been a temple, could have been where they stored food. But judging by the sentinels, it's probably something important.
It's the chasing of fads that really... I fundamentally
It almost
believe...
feels like an armory, or something like that.
Yes, thank you,
What's
Balara.
an armory doing this
Wait.
far out?
Warlords. Ancient elves had a lot of them.
Thank you. Yeah, I fundamentally believe that they should be allowed to do the artistic vision that they wanted to do, instead of having the suits, and it was the suits that did this. Basically say, I mean, I understand a video game needs to make money, right? It really does, but to constantly pivot a game from what it originally was, and then they just go, oh, well, live services are in vogue now. You need to make this a live service game. Not every game needs to be a live service game. Dragon Age should never have even been considered as a live service game. It's a single-player game. Just let them do a single-player game, for God's sake. Oh, it's so frustrating when the uppers kind of start fiddling with stuff they shouldn't. I mean, I've got no issue with, if you know, because it's their money, and if they're not making progress, they can snap in and kind of like go in there and say, look, fucking come on now.
Can't be what?
But
We have to get over there. The artifact we're looking for must be inside.
it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. It's like a nice. It's trying to find the balance between. Well, I fundamentally believe that if you stick to the video, it doesn't matter what type of game it is. Well, maybe it does matter what type of game it is, you know, because certain games will always make more money than other games. So maybe that's not entirely true. But if you stick to your vision and it's a good game should sell. It should sell. Particularly if it's like a big name like Dragon Age and BioWare.
Are we just
make a
supposed to
good
jump
name.
across?
Oh,
Just make a good
we can
game.
Make a bridge. There should be a power crystal somewhere nearby.
Found it. Not to keep harping about that. That's, in my opinion, exactly why it was so. Lion was able to stay true. Yeah, exactly. They were able to stay true to their vision.
Got
They
it.
were able to
Bring it over here and slot it
basically.
in.
Well, they basically used all the stuff. That's one of the biggest things that BioWare's annoying. They keep trying to reinvent. They keep restarting and reinventing the wheel. Larian have basically found their type of game, how they create it, and they have, through the games, through all their previous games, have kind of really works and, you know, how do I put it? Have really kind of like laser focused, you know, learned from what they've done in the past and adjusted those things into each and every iteration of the game. So they basically are building upon something they used ages ago. The problem with BioWare and with the Dragon Age series in particular is that every single goddamn game, it's almost like it's a complete reset. They basically just throw everything they did in the previous game away and they start all over again. And it really hampers because they're always like at that first stumbling block where they should be learning from what happened previously. And they do kinda, but not in a great way. So with Dragon Age 2, one of the biggest annoyances was that it was so small and compact. So they went, okay, we'll go big. And then they had Dragon Age Inquisition, which was huge and massive, and it was too big. So with Dragon Age the Veilguard, they shrunk it down again to a more manageable size with a happy medium. That they did well. But the fundamental building blocks of each and every single game is just different every single time. Every single Dragon Age game is significantly, you know, the building blocks are really different to another. Now, what I'm really, really hoping that BioWare do is take Dragon Age the Veilguard and say, right, okay, what worked, what didn't work, and we can adjust and build from this. For me, personally, I think the combat is the best Dragon Age has ever been in this game. It's really good for me. It's fun, it's engaging, and it has room for improvement. And the big part about that is the room for improvement. I think that they can make this combat really good. For example, I think as a main character, I can have at least 3 more abilities on this. Easily, 3 more abilities. Because even on a console, you just hold this up and then you just switch over and there'll be 3 more additional abilities here for it. Easily I could have 6. And 6 is a pretty good number, you know. You can keep all the things. With companions, you can make it so that these kind of like fit a bit better. That it's not just damaging abilities and stuff like that. You can have a much bigger and wider variety of things to do with them, you know. They can improve the kind of like, you know, debuffing and buffing system of it. They can build upon this combat system to make it more complex, if they, you know, to make it more complex, to make it more, just more fun. It's fun anyway. They just need to build the complexity and make it a bit deeper. But at the same time, on the easier difficulties, they can keep it at this level if they wanted to, so that people can enjoy that as well. You know, I think this combat is such a good idea. It's such a good base for future Dragon Age games. I really, really do. I think it's great.
A resonance amplifier. It's drawing magic from the ring temple.
So I'm really hoping that they stick with it. I really, really do.
Doing that will attract
I put
that's hanging around.
the problem I feel as well is another thing, that kind of thing, is that the conversation system for me in Veilguard is worse than Inquisition. I think they kind of went backwards there. I think they kind of went backwards with it. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like Inquisition gave more options for emotional responses, more varied than Veilguard. And I like varied conversation responses. You know, I like being able to choose the personality of my thing and go with that. But also have different personality responses, because a person isn't always the same tone through everything, you know. They're not always purple rook or purple hawk. You know, they can have different things, but in this, 90% of conversations are overly positive, sarcastic positive, or stern positive. And that's not good. That's not good. That's really bad. They need to do better than that for a conversation system. They really need to do better than that. Sorry, I'm just rambling on about stuff, you know.
See that? Bad guys.
Okay, Hardin doesn't overwhelm yet. Ow! Ow! I dislike the Mass Effect style of vague idea that doesn't quite translate to what your character is actually going to say. I don't mind that personally. I would say I do prefer knowing exactly what my character is going to say. But yeah, it's not a deal breaker for me. But I feel like the as long as we got an emotional response to what it's gonna feel like, then I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Do. By the way, is the volume better now with combat and my voice, or is it too quiet?
Last of the magic energy.
Or is it too quiet now?
Clear ahead.
I hope the it's all good. Excellent, excellent. Yeah. I would say probably the descriptions of some kind of like responses could be translated into better than what it actually was.
That ritual, the big one where the sky was ripping apart, you say that was Fen Harel? I mean, the real Fen Harel?
That's what I've been told. Though right now he goes by Solus.
And, sorry, the things that got out, the big scary ones, that was Gilnane and Elgranon?
Big and scary.
Are you okay? You sound a little flustered.
Oh, you know, just finding out that 3 of my gods are out there trying to end the world. Why wouldn't I be okay?
That's a good point. Alright, we'll do this. Nice heal there. I wonder... Hang on, I haven't looked. Is there... One of my favourite builds in Dragon Age Inquisition was a Knight Enchanter where the damage you do gave you barrier. And I fucking love that. Do they not have the same thing? I guess not. That's a shame. But the one thing I love about Bioware and Dragon Age in particular is the variety of accents. I hate it when the games are all British. Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like everyone's from, you know, like Kent or something. Or, you know, posh England or something like that. You know? I mean, one thing that... the voice acting in this game is outstanding. It's really, really good. Really, really good. Voice acting is incredible. And it really helps with some of the more it really hates when some of the it helps with some of the more less well written lines, because you can kind of just lose yourself in the kind of the voice thing. Jay hates when I bring up this argument. So Jay disagrees that he doesn't like different accents?
I wonder how they died.
Even mages have trouble with the artifacts here.
Oof.
They expect them to work like, you know, normal magic. But they're different. The magic's more alive somehow.
A weather-stained note. We have found the usurper's archived spirit. It is not the Dreadwolf's creation as we surmised, but another's. You can guess whose. Removing it could be risky, but leaving it equally so. I await your orders, Lord Elganan. Captain Athnaral, I believe? I'm really not good with the pronunciation. Just once, I want a fantasy setting where everyone's from deep American South. Oh, I see what you mean. Well, funny enough, dwarves in Dragon Age are American, which I thought was quite interesting. Dwarves in Dragon Age is American. City gets brought out when it's an American accent. Yeah, I suppose because it comes back from the whole fantasy of Lord of the Rings and medieval And fantasy tends to be a kind of like a medieval thing, and America didn't have a medieval era, you know, did they? You know, the American accent wasn't associated at all with anything medieval by that, you know. So I can understand to a certain extent his point by there, but it's a fantasy world. It's like when someone puts on an accent like, say they do a Scottish accent, but it doesn't sound perfectly Scottish. Well, what does it matter? Because they're not doing a Scottish accent, they're doing a whatever this fantasy kingdom sounds like accent. It's another reason why I think when people do D&D and they're scared of doing an accent, they say, oh, I can't do an Irish accent, or I can't do this type of accent. I said, you're not trying to do a Scottish accent, you're just trying to do an accent. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you're not pretending to be someone from bloomin' Edinburgh, you're pretending to be someone from a bloomin' village called, you know, Buttville or something like that. You know what I mean? Hi. I actually don't know. They're vulnerable to electricity.
Damn.
Excellent.
Another sentinel construct.
That
We'll
is
have to take it down.
exactly what I want. Okay. Jeez, just absolutely one-shotted him. I will say, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a very easy game. I'm on Nightmare, and I'm not having any problems. I played through the first playthrough on, not Nightmare, but the one just below it, and I very rarely died. I never had any problems with it, really. It's a pretty easy game. Davrin's voice actor does Javik in the Mass Effect series, and the voice is so good. Yeah, so good. So good. But that's it. I mean, Javik's voice is an alien voice. It can be whatever the hell you want it to be.
Seeing
you know?
these kinds of ruins never gets old.
Can anything here tell us what that artifact is?
I have a theory, but we're miles away from where that artifact should be.
Alright. Pick that up. Bring it over here. Okay. I think this is going to be a weapon, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Sure. I remember when I first came up against these, because obviously now I'm you know, I'm okay with it now. But at the time I was like, oh, how am I going to do all these?
About where we are. It's an armory. And I think I know what the artifact is.
Sure, just do that. Next. Cool. Ooh, that's not good. That was very, very bad. Okay. There we go.
That's a win.
I'm gonna have to get used to the mage. The mage is... I'm not used to not being moving all the time. As a warrior, I was basically moving all over the place, just dodging and parrying and stuff like that. And with the mage, you can move a little bit, but particularly with the staff, you are quite more stationary than I thought you would be. So pretty. Look at that. Look at that.
So
That's like
what
something out
kind
of a fairy
artifact
tale.
shows up in an armory? A weapon?
An archive spirit.
A what?
A creature of the Fade.
A what?
Bound to a crystal. Our ancestors used them to store knowledge and to help them dream.
I basically never stopped moving as a mage. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't as a spellblade, because you're in melee, and if you stopped, you're gonna get stomped. Right? fucking darkspawn. Poor Halla.
Methalinast. Darkspawn.
Bring it. Shit, they're resistant against that. I forgot they were resistant against fucking... Not resistant against that though, are you? Sorry, sometimes you just gotta change.
Here. I never would have believed it.
Yeah, that is a freaky dark spawn. It gets freakier. It gets freakier. I'm trying to remember where to go now. I mean, I kind of know where to go, but I like exploring and having a look around and seeing what I can find. Like, for example, there's a chest down there. But sometimes I'm not sure if I can get the chest. I think I can. Yeah, I can. Sometimes you don't get... You don't get the chest. You gotta come back for the chest later. Okay. Ooh. Alright, we go here. Up. Up. Up and around.
Another one of those resonance amplifiers.
Get ready. Once I shut it down, the path ahead will remain blocked until the magic dissipates.
We've got your back.
Alright, unlock that.
Here we go.
Cool. Right, where are they spawning? Come on. Ah, there they are. Very nice.
Making the rest of us look bad, Brooke.
Yeah, well, ooh,
I've never seen
There we
Darkspawn
go.
this deep into Arlethan Forest before.
lovely
As
jubbly.
far as I know, it's never happened.
If the gods are blighted, like Solus claims, maybe they're communicating with the Darkspawn somehow. Directing them?
You saw those
Yeah, I
Darkspawn,
wonder.
though? Something was different about them.
And we'll stop them. Once we get out of this bubble.
Right. Let's get to that central temple.
To the bubble! Okay. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay. Oh yes, I remember this part where you do this. Use this bad boy.
More Darkspawn, right where you broke that
Whoosh.
wall.
No, you may as well have stayed down there, Darkspawn. I mean, you're not coming back up. I do miss from Inquisition. I do miss the oh, what were they called? The puzzles with the stars, where you had to match up the stars. Can't remember what it was called. The astrologians or whatever it's bloody called. I can't remember. They were fun. I like those puzzles. There we go. Nice and easy. Not too bad. Astrariums? Yeah. You know the one where you had to match up all the stars together and stuff? I like that. That was nice. I enjoyed doing those. They were fun. I'm sure not everyone did, if I'm honest, but I enjoyed them. Go. Smashing all very valuable pottery.
Should be the last one.
Oh, look at that.
Me
The
too.
blight. Okay, so I'll come over here and have this little potion right here. So that when I activate this thing and these bad boys come alive, I can do something. Nope. Look at that. Freaking chain lightning, man.
We're close. I can feel it.
Absolutely annihilated them. Absolutely annihilated them. So quick and easy.
Have you noticed something about the blight? Where it is, I mean?
Yeah, it's more
almost like it's
pulsating.
feeding off the elven magic.
Like bubbling. So slimy. So slime. Trying to remember here where I can and can't go. What I can and can't do. Okay. A cracked scroll. The stench of decay fills the air. The Evanurus now wield power beyond anything I've seen. Their magic is fueled by corruption and death, and creeps even now into the stones. We cannot outlast this siege. Okay. Ah, that's how I did it. Up we go. Do all this. Jump down. Big pulsing blight. Oh my. What big pulsing blights you have. You have a mighty big pulsing taint right there. Don't think that really works, really. Darkspawn chat up lines, yeah, I don't think that really works.
If that building's what I think it is, then the alignment means we're here. This is it. This is where it was kept.
Where
Okay,
what
okay.
was kept?
The archive spirit, or as the ancient elves called it, the Nodus Stirthalin. It means the inevitability of knowledge.
What does that mean?
I don't know, actually. The notes were never very clear on that, but I plan to find out.
That's the discovering part. Kind of like a
More
semi-boss here.
constructs ahead.
The inner sanctum. We're getting closer.
Hi there. Please don't kill me. Great. We'll just smash it with both of these. Oop. No, thank you. Don't want to be, Nope. Okay. Sure, adrenaline. Oh, goody, Darkspawn. Clara, finish it off. There we go, nice and easy. Okay.
Looks like this door is going to
What?
need a second power crystal.
Then let's go find one.
Absolute wankers. Ah, that's the slight problem. We're now all necrotic. That is a slight issue. Power the door. Take that. Take care, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be stopping very shortly. I just want to get this mission complete and then I'll head off. But thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful day.
Another ballista. I bet we could use it to break through that wall.
Lovely jubbly. Alright, that's another one done. Oh, God, I almost fell through the world then. Da 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 da. Alright, so we'll pop this back to where it should be, like so. And on over here. Loot that lovely thing right here. I know I should be able to do most of these puzzles quite quickly, because I should know them. And they're not particularly difficult puzzles, in all fairness.
All
They're
that's
just
left
little
is
puzzles
the
like that.
Naughtister Thallen. I have so many questions for it.
How do you ask it questions?
It's an
We got
archive spirit.
Lovely jubbly staff.
You'll see.
Lovely jubbly. A new staff. How's that? Okay. Take that. Take those gold. Move in here. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong in going into this room?
Okay, here it is. The Naughtister Thallen.
So we take it and we're good, right? We can head back?
Oh, I wish. No, it's a lot trickier than that.
Oh.
Right. Because darkspawn, demons, and animated suits of armor aren't tricky enough.
Yeah, so what's tricky about it?
What do you mean by tricky, exactly?
If I remove the artifact the way I'd usually do it, it'll explode.
Oh,
And
good.
take out half of Arlathan with it.
Interesting.
Good news is, I think I can shunt the energy somewhere else. Okay, here we go.
Okay, okay. Darkspawn isn't liking that.
magic
The
is
Blight
pulsing.
isn't liking it.
I've never seen this before. It's almost like it's breathing.
That's never good. Like a heart. Whoops-a-daisy. Big ogre.
Ogre! That's an ogre!
How nice. Oof. Ow. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Jesus. I think he's vulnerable to fire. Nope, leave me alone. No, 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 leave me alone, please. Thank you. Nope. That's better. Okay. Should have done. What? I got out of that. Fuck. Alright, shoot the whoop. There we go. Shoot the whoop. Well then.
Well, wasn't expecting to fight an ogre today. Then again, I also didn't expect to learn that my gods are rampaging around and trying to end the world.
Rough day.
Just one of those days.
I do not like her and think she's so adorable. She's so cute.
Let's see.
Just one of those days.
Okay. There we go.
Well, that was easy.
Ooh. No. That's good. I think. Oh.
It's
What
protruding.
does that crystal do?
Keeps the
Right,
artifact
Snake.
powered.
Right.
Focuses the ambient magical energy. That's why these things still work thousands of years later. Oh. No, you don't.
You're not supposed to do that with the tip. No, you'll... Okay. There goes the bubble. Well.
Sulanan, Vir Sulevanan, Enasal Dirthara.
Well then.
I am the Nadas Dirtharan.
Hi.
Right. I have questions.
I am the Nadas Dirtharan. What do you...
Faulty. That's what happens when you get faulty tech. Even magic kind of like has faulty, needs tech support.
So that's the Nodus Dirthalan?
It was, or is, I mean. Crystal's broken though, needs fixing. It's kinda my thing, fixing magical stuff.
Okay. Don't like how you're going around it
Strife
cautiously.
and Ireland will want to know about this. And the Blight, and the Darkspawn. Let me know when you're ready to head to the Veil Jumper camp.
Okay. Alright, let's start looting. Level 4. Alright, cool. Level 4, what have we got? Perfect cast. I like the sound of that. Hold, then release at maximum charge. Releasing a charged attack the moment it reaches the maximum charge level increases its damage by 50%. Holy crap. Okay, I think I kind of want that. I mean, I am gonna stagger from abilities. I am gonna start making my way up here. What does that do? I need that. I need that. I'm sorry, but I need that. I really do. It is like a fundamental kind of thing. I hate not having staff energy. Pisses me off. See, yes, when wearing light helmet armor. I'm only going to wear light stuff. But do I need it, though? I need it, Based. I need it. Ability to deal additional 150 damage in a 6-meter area when activated. Ooh. Ooh. That's nice. Dark Squall. Harness enemy by projecting bursts. Okay, applies chill. How you doing, base buddy? Hang on, I'll be right back. I need to go to the toilet. One sec. All right. All right. What did I miss? What did I miss? Have I missed anything? No? Okay. Are you sure I haven't missed anything? Oh, dear. All right. So, yes, I'm probably going to go this one. I'm probably going to go Invoker. I missed the £1 million giveaway? God damn it, James. Dude, what the hell? I want her... That is my most favourite ability. I love the Galvanized here. It's so good. It's so good. Where is it? Fuck the enfeebling shot. Fuck the enfeebling shot. But nah, I don't want any of that. That is very... I'm not going to say anything, James. I'm not going to say anything. You know. You don't know me. You don't know me, James. There we go. How you doing, by the way? Yeah, you do kind of know me. You know, you do kind of.
Ready to go?
Let's go.
Right. Let's get moving.
Come on. I'll show you the way to the Veil Jumper camp.
Okay. Oh, you got dragon meat next weekend? Nice. Yeah, this is going well. This is going all right. Not too bad. I'm still getting to grips with the Mage, but I think it's all coming together. Too much tomato sauce.
11 wounded, 16 on bed rest, and some of our most experienced fighters are still missing.
Yeah.
We're running out of Veil Jumpers. Whatever's going on out there, it's scary.
It is scary. Hoot, 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 hoot. Ooh.
Jahel and Milva never reported back from Demeter's Crossing.
There are 100 people
Demeter's
living in that
Crossing.
village, or near enough.
When I got to Demeter's
You're back,
Crossing,
and you're alive.
I kind of
Good.
like, I kind of laughed at all those, like,
Sounds like things have gotten a lot worse since we left.
people saying that Dragon Age
Darkspawn.
isn't dark
They're
anymore.
showing up all over
And then you go to
Arlathan,
Demeter's
attacking
Crossing.
anyone in their path.
We've evacuated 3 daily settlements already.
We ran into Darkspawn too, near the Nodus Dirthalin.
Wait, you found the Nardus Darthalan? The archive spirit?
Finders keepers.
We could ask it about the gods. Figure out their next move.
Oh, the Dalish are priority.
Archive's broken. Won't tell us anything. But that doesn't matter. Any Dalish settlements we can save, we should.
So far,
Look how
we've
small
been
my
lucky
guy is.
and
I love him.
arrived
He's
just
so
in
cool.
time. But
He's
given
so
how
tiny.
fast these darkspawn are moving, it's only a matter of time till our luck runs out.
Well, it hasn't run out yet. So let's stretch it until it breaks.
My
If we
12-year-old,
could predict where they'd strike next,
12-year-old
we
looking
might get ahead of
rogue.
them. But so far, they've been unpredictable.
Which leaves us with what?
Demeter's Crossing.
What?
Irulan and Strife. When we came in, you said you'd lost contact with Demeter's Crossing. We could go check it out. The 3 of us, I mean.
4. I'm coming with you.
Nev, you were still shaky, and
I'm coming, Harding.
I don't know what you're going to find there, Rook. Likely nothing good. But you'd be saving people, and it might get you on the trail of the gods.
Demeter's Crossing's on the far side of the lake. There's a small boat at the docks. It'll take you there. Watch your back out there. And good luck.
Goddamn, Strife's got such a good voice. Quest complete. In Entropy's grasp. With the team's help, Balara disabled the artifact and freed them from the Veil Bubble. She also uncovered an ancient repository of elven knowledge, the Nodus Dirthalin? I can't remember how you pronounce it, While Balara intends to unlock its secrets, she has joined the team as they search for an escaped elven god.
Okay, we'll need a boat to get there. Let's head to the dock.
We'll need a boat, we'll need this, we'll need that, we'll need so much more. Alright, let's see what the codex entry is. Elven people. Archive spirit. There are archive spirits, or at least that's what we call them, but they're not spirits. Well, not really. Spirits can think. They can act on their own. But these ones don't do that. They have no free will, at least to start with. If you have a lot of magic, though, and I mean a lot of magic, you can kind of force them into shape. Give them a mind, or something close. Do that, and they can remember pretty much anything you tell them, for as long as you need. Only supposed to be 7, though. 1 for each elven god, and they're all destroyed. So where did this one come from? And who did it belong to? From Balara's journal. The Elven Armory. We found another one of those strange elven buildings, the ones with the rings spinning around them. This one was unique, though, because it wasn't half melted. Not sure what kind of magic you need to melt stone like that. Not sure that's a question I ever actually wanted to know the answer to. I don't know why this one survived mostly intact, when the others suffered so much damage. But the alluvian inside was smashed. Maybe that was it. All that empty armor was pretty spooky, too. Kept expecting it to jump off the wall at me. From Balara's journal. Okay. You know what? I think this might be a good time to just chill. I think this might be... Ooh, crumbs. I think this might be a good time to just chill on the stream. Just before dinner, because I have dinner coming soon. So I might be on later tonight, I'm not sure. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. But, yeah, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. As we slowly make our way through Dragon Age the Veilguard with our lovely, small, emotionally naive, young elven mage. It'll be interesting to see how different and if I can tweak the personality to what I want him to be. It'll be quite different, quite difficult, but we'll see. But thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, I shall see you next time. So, take care. Bye-bye.